Your eyes and ears do not deceive you. This is a man's voice, and that is a pink knife. Stick around for my review of the Ka-Bar Dozier. Hey guys, Late Boy Scout here with my review of the Ka-Bar Dozier folding knife. And this pink version is going to stand in place of every other colored version that you can get a hold of for the purposes of this review. What other colors does it come in? Some pretty awesome ones. You got your black, you got your sand, you got your, I think is it an OD green or is it more of a foliage green? I think it's a foliage green. I think you can also get it in like a hunter's orange. You can get a black bladed version of it. There are so many cool looking versions of this knife. You could build an entire knife collection just off of this knife, seriously. There's also different blade shapes. Well, really different deployment methods. Right here we've got a nice thumb stud, and it's got a good grippiness to it. You see that? It's kind of, yeah, it's got a good area for you to get your thumb skin into and kind of push that thing open. Yeah, it works real well. They've also got a version of it with a thumb hole that's a, kind of an oval shaped hole, which means that this blade kind of ramps up and kind of does this with a little hump and kind of curves down a little faster than this, which kind of looks like a spear point, Anyway, it's a good blade shape, but whatever the case, you've got a few different deployment methods, plus different blade colors, plus different handle colors. So many versions of this knife for you to pick up. As I've said, like you can build a whole knife collection off of this knife alone. And you might just want to do that because it's a very inexpensive knife too, at about $20. Wow. Wow, 20 bucks for this knife? That's cool. Made in Taiwan? Okay, whatever. I'll live with it. AUS 8A steel, very decent, very serviceable. Could do a lot worse than that steel. Fiberglass reinforced nylon handle going on here. The pocket clip is adequately deep, I think, for my purposes. You got a little bit of area to grab onto, and this is about how far it'll stick out. You've got a little hole there for your paracord or some other form of lanyard. And it's not real big, but you can fit some paracord through there. Yeah, definitely can fit some paracord through there. It's a lockback, obviously, and it does one of those things that I think is kind of rare for lockbacks, where you can actually just depress this and flick the knife closed and sort of depress it and almost flick it open. Let's try it again. Flicked closed most of the way, and let's see if I'll flick it open. Yeah, it works. Not quite as well as my Centofonte 3, but you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Anyway, be careful if you're going to mess with any of those other closing techniques. Just, I'm not going to recommend on this video that you do anything besides that and that, okay? That's what I would tell my kids to do. I don't know how old you are, so that's what I'm going to tell you to do too. I do like the blade shape of it though. A nice belly going on with also a great piercing tip. And that's so cool if you can get both of those. A nice drop point, again, almost kind of a spear point tip going on there. And good, sharp jimping, milled out and aggressive. No real choil, and that might be one big complaint I have about it. There's no real area for your finger to sort of lock in and be held back from going forward. I wish it had that, but for an everyday carry knife that you're not going to do a ton of, well, you're not going to probably rely on for defending your life, or, I don't know, a lot of other really tough, hard work. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, I can't say. Maybe that's going to be okay if it's not there. And it looks like where they sort of put the pivot for that, that blade, it would make it difficult for it to have a really deep choil anyway. So, yeah, whatever the case. No liners. No steel liners in there, making it an extremely lightweight knife. At what weight? Oh, I don't know, probably in the 2+ ounce range. Let's compare it to something like, where's my Centofonte 3? Here it is. Really comparable in weight, these two knives. Gentleman's folder, ladies folder. Ha ha ha, there you go, his and hers. So, yeah, a great weight, again, for the ladies. And since it's pink, then, maybe she'll actually carry it. And that's obviously why I got this pink one. I didn't get it for myself. I know you're all thinking that. No, I got it for my wife, so she could have an adequate knife in the outdoors and, in any other situation. And also, it's kind of neat that you contribute a little bit to cancer research, breast cancer research, by buying the pink one. That is a neat thing. I mean, if you don't have a wife, you probably have a sister. If you don't have a sister, you certainly had a mother, had a mother. So we're all affected by that, and it's nice when you can contribute a little bit to that. It's worth noting that there is also a mini Ka-Bar Dozier. So if you don't really dig the 3-inch blade and the size that goes with that, look for the 2¼ inch blade. Probably in that neighborhood in length. I prefer the longer one. You know, it's not even that big, really. But, you know, that option is out there, and the price is pretty comparable at just a couple dollars less. Let's show you some competitive options to the Ka-Bar Dozier folding knife. Well, I'm just going to throw in a couple. Not a big list of them this time. And let's see, one of them would be the Oh So Sweet by Kershaw. Yeah, I think that competes with this knife. And they're very much in the same sort of popularity level, I think. You know, they're very available and very affordable. $25-ish, $20 or so dollars. Yeah, very much in the same area. Made of a lot of the same materials, kind of a reinforced nylon here, same here. Good level of grippiness here, kind of a raised diamond shape going on. It works really well, especially this way, especially that way. Up and down, not as much. This way, it works really, really well. This has also got a little bit of a texture thing going on here. Whatever, it's about right for an everyday carry blade. Another one, again, in the same sort of popularity area, would be this Spyderco Tenacious. Everybody seems to know this knife and have it. It comes in a couple different colors now. As I understand it, there's been a sprint run in green and a sprint run in blue. You may not be able to find those anymore. Maybe you will. I don't know. We'll see when I post this video and when you get to see it. But whatever the case, the black one is still very awesome. 8CR13 MOV steel on it, full flat ground. Really awesome knife. Not much more I can say about that. So definitely some competition. Again, this is about 35, 25, 20. So this one's G10, by the way, so that's a little bit of an added thing. But again, for the $20 knife, I don't know if you can get a lot better than this. That Ka-Bar Dozier. It's such a nice knife. Such a well put together knife, and it's a very simple knife. You know, it's simple in design, simple in function, comes very, very sharp from the factory. Yeah, as a gift knife, as a knife to base your entire collection around, whatever. I think the Ka-Bar Dozier is an absolute win. And that's my review of it. I'm the Late Boy Scout. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.